Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick and I make beauty videos every week. Today, we're going to do a fun little experiment and we're going to venture into the world of colorful eyeshadow. I know, revolutionary. But if you've seen my channel before, you know that I love my browns, my golds, and my burgundy reds, and well, that's about it. Just add a little bit of sparkle and we're good to go. But today, we're going to do something that I've always been afraid to do because, well, I'm afraid of looking like a clown. So hopefully we pull this off and we don't end up looking like a crazy person after. So today's look is inspired by drag queens across the world, and if you follow me on Instagram, putting my handle here, you would have seen this look coming because I've been posting nothing but drag queens and RuPaul's Drag Race for weeks. I'm obsessed with their talent and creativity, and honestly, I wish I looked that good every day. I mean, the way they carry the outfits and craft their own makeup looks, I'm living for it. So, since we're experimenting with color today, no other palette would be more perfect for this look than the iconic James Charles palette. So, you guys have no idea how much self-control I had not to play around with this and just swatch these colors since I got them in the mail. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. There's so many colors. I think there's 39 shades in this palette and I'm so excited to finally try it with you guys. So before we dig in, please don't forget to smash that like button down below if you like this video and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a beat when I post content like this. So before we start any colorful eye look, we're supposed to prime our eyes, but I don't have a primer and usually beauty gurus just use a concealer. So we're going to try putting concealer first and see how this pans out. We're using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, by the way. The concealer is supposed to make the colors more vibrant and stick to our eyes so much better. Then after that, we're finally going to dip into the shades and we're going to start with the shade Skip, which is a hot pink color. Look at one dip in my makeup brush, like wow. I'm using the Morphe 441 brush, which is a round fluffy brush, to start off with my transition shade. And it practically blends itself. Like, I'm very impressed. This is actually the first time I'm trying Morphe eyeshadows and Morphe brushes, and it's all because of James. And so far, so good. I feel like I want to try more products from them. These are one of the softest brushes I've ever put on my eye. And it's pretty cheap too. So now that we're done with our colorful transition shade, we're going to get our Zoeva 231 Petite Crease brush to kind of smoke out this color. And we're going to dip into the color Love That. Girl, wow, oh my god, this is one of the best palettes I've ever tried. I feel like just from these two like eyeshadows, this is going to be a clear staple in my kit, and I now actually want to buy the bigger version. So with the same M441 brush that we used with the shade Skip, we're going to blend that in together so it looks more seamless. Now, going back in with our NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I hope really works well as a cut crease concealer. So cutting your crease is essentially creating the illusion of more lid space by covering it up with concealer or white eye primer. So it'll seem like you're crease is much higher than it actually is. So if you can see, this is my actual crease, and I put the concealer above that. Alright, so now, while our concealer is still wet, we're actually going to go in with another Beauty Basics brush, and we're going to wet that with a setting primer. So I'm using the Skindinavia Makeup Finishing Spray, and I'm just wetting that a bit. Then while my brush is still wet, I'm going to dip that into the Artistry shade, which I cannot wait to get my hands on. Oh girl. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see that, but that's beautiful. We're gonna try with our fingers and see the color payoff as well. Oh my gosh. I knew this was going to be my favorite color from this palette, and I was right. This sparkle is to die for. Then we're going to go back with our Skip shade to make sure that we don't lose that pink intensity. And we're using our Morphe 441 brush again. Then with a clean brush, we're going to blend that in even more, especially the sides. And I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. Now I want to smoke this up a bit more, and I'm going to dip that into the shade Love That. Next, we're going to complete the eye look and connect our lower eye to our upper eye to build a shape, and we're grabbing our Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite brush and just taking whatever is left of Love That and putting that into our lower lash. Then we're going to get our Zoeva 230 pencil brush, and we're going to dip it into Skip and also line that underneath our eye. We're also going to dip our pencil brush into the Artistry shade and put that in the center of our under eye. Then we're gonna dip that in that same brush into our Love That shade and a little bit of Skip and put more intensity towards the outer V. Now we're going to complete this eye look by putting a bit of eyeliner, and we're going to be using the K-Palette One Day Tattoo Real Eyeliner in black. Alright, so now we're going to put mascara on. You'll notice that it seems like we're doing things in the incorrect order, but because we did such a colorful eye look, I don't want to mess up what we worked hard for and have my mascara stain the colors. So, and I feel like this will make my eyelashes mesh with the fake lashes more seamlessly, and it'll do it without messing up my eyeshadow, because girl, we ain't repeating this if mascara gets onto Artistry or any of the colors. So now that we have our mascara on, we can actually move on to brows. And I'm going to be using the Sunny's Face Life Brow to brush up my brows and give them a bit of color. Alright, so now that we have our brow gel on, we're going to go in with our Glossier Brow Flick, and we're going to draw hair-like strokes. So I'm using the K-Palette 3-Way Lasting Eyebrow Pencil, in, I think this is shade 03. So moving on to the base, we're going to start with a primer, and we're using the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Youth Glow Primer. We're going to apply that to our skin to rehydrate the parts that are dry, but also to make sure that we're glowy. So after that, we're going to add in our foundation, and we're using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in Bisque, and we're going to put that all over our face. Then we're going to go in with our NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and we're going to brighten up the eye area and also make our eyeshadow a little bit sharper. So for this part, use the pointed tip of your beauty blender to carve out and kind of make it more winged and sharp in the end for your eyeshadow. We're starting off with a cream bronzer because this will look really good with like a chiseled cheek. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer. So this is their Match Stix in the shade Amber. This is a very cool toned bronzer, and I bought it because it was recommended by, I think it was Alana Davison, which is one of my favorite beauty gurus, and she likes it because it mimics the shadows more. I'm blending that in with a Real Techniques stipple brush, and this'll give us like a nice subtle shadow. I'm extending the contour to my brows because that makes my brows look more natural. Then we're going to move on to cream blush, and I'm using the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dusk. Because we already have a pretty colorful eye, it's really nice to sort of have a muted blush. Ooh, I look alive. I look like I'm actually blushing. Then we're going to wrap up the blush with our NARS Madly blush, and we're going to use another Real Techniques brush. We're gonna dust a bit on our nose, on our chin, and on our forehead. Now, to make sure that we look like we have the most flawless skin ever, which I like to call velvety, luxurious skin, we're going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. So we're going to use the same Real Techniques brush, and we're going to use the side we didn't put blush on, and we're going to pat that underneath our eyes. I like this powder because it reflects the light really nice, and whether you have harsh lights on you or just natural daylight, it makes it look like your skin is poreless. Next in our powder products is going to be highlighter. So we're going to be using the highlighter from the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. So I'm using the Beauty Blender because I want it a bit diffused. I don't want it to look like a straight line or that it's blinding anyone. I just want it to sort of seem like my face is reflecting light. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury in the Nude lip liner, and I'm going to line my lips. Then I'm going to be using a pinky lip stain, and I'm using the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in number 70. This is actually one of the first lip products that I super fell in love with because it's super pigmented, it lasts all day, and it's super cheap. Alright, and the final step is actually another lip product because I feel like a matte lip doesn't look as good as a glossy lip with our super dramatic eyes. So we're going to go in with the DIOR Lipgloss. And it's like a champagne lip gloss with a bit of multicolored glitter. Oh yes. Alright, this is the final look. I think we did pretty good for our first ever colorful eye look and our first ever cut crease. And I'm excited to dip in more colors because girl, we only dipped into like 2 colors in the James Charles palette, and I'm excited to try more looks. Let me know if these are looks that you guys want to see, or you know, if you're interested in a specific eye color or interested to see like how I would do like a super red eye look, or maybe a rainbow eye look or a blue eye look, I don't know. Honestly, I just need an excuse to use more of the palette because I'm so impressed. So I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!